Before entertainment, we want to speak to labor expert Austin Game on government's refusal to pay salaries because some workers were yet to be registered onto the biometric SNIT scheme. A very good morning to you, and I know that we're streaming you through Skype.
How are you?
I'm good, sir. Now, the concerns particularly have been raised by teachers, and we know that the president, over the period of the May Day, announced that 26,000 and over workers who are said to be ghosts on the payroll had been removed. But the teachers have had their complaints consistently over the last week. How do we synchronize this with what government is saying and what the policy direction is now for them to synchronize their bio data with SNIT, etc., before any payments are made based on verification?
Thank you. I think the issue of pay, we all know, has always been an emotional matter, and therefore it behoves on the employer to make sure that whatever the differences may exist, they find ways and means of resolving it without, the traditional adversarial approach in labor relations. So I think that what is open to the employer to do would be to engage them quickly. The workers, the teachers have leaders. They should invite them quickly to both the Ministry of Employment and Labor Relations and that of Education to enable them engage, so they can have a conversation as to what really the matter is about. The omnibus information have been released by those who matter, including what the president said yesterday. It doesn't mean that they are applying it today. What is important is have been said, and therefore engagement will be the remedy to enable them discuss what is amiss, so they can resolve the differences before it becomes a big issue.
Why is it that, as a country, based on what we pay and what the structures are on the payroll, we've never been able to find some plausible solutions to the subject of ghost names?
Well, along the line, when people started the exodus to Nigeria and outside this country, then because of the level of dishonesty on the part of both administrators and maybe the people who live themselves, some made some stupid arrangements, and therefore they were paying them for
they were maybe sharing the money and all that. I have personally walked to Accountant General and Controller's place to have some names removed before, because I was sure that's why I did what I did. But today, what can be done, and wisely so, will be to have an engagement with the labor unions to enable them have an open conversation. This is not a matter for debate or argument. It's a matter for a common resolution in the supreme interest of the nation and those who contribute in paying their monthly wages. So I think that it's important to just have an engagement to discuss these issues. It exists. I want to confirm that it does exist. The unions, I think, are not fighting that it does not exist. It's a possibility. But maybe we will make mistakes by removing people whose names are not supposed to be removed. That, I think, is their bid. And so it should be considered along the line as they go into having the people not paid at all.
Now, at the end of the day, we know that they have arrears, and some teachers they are raising concerns over government decision to pay only 3 months of the salaries of the teachers by way of the arrears that they have. How can the employer and then the unions also come together and get some consensus on this subject too?
It is true that they have worked a certain number of months or years that they have not been paid, and now they want to pay. They can stagger it. The arrangement can be made. They can be paid in 3 months from the beginning, and then they can stagger the rest over a certain period of time. That can be arranged. But to say that we cannot pay it at all. Maybe a little unfair to them. And so it's not about this thing didn't start today. So I think the best thing to do is to find out how much is the total, how much they can afford to pay now, how much will be staggered over a period of time. So it could be clear because they might have borrowed money all this while. I know teachers who teach in my hometown, they were not paid on time. Anytime I go home, I have to help them in one way or the other. So it is not untrue that some of them have not lived in this kind of difficulty. They've been helped in diverse ways by people. And so for how long? And so if they borrowed money and we have to pay them now as a nation, we have to find ways and means of paying it in total. If the employer cannot afford to pay it now, let them arrange to have it staggered.
Well, we have to say thank you to you. And Austin Game is a labor expert, but also with Game and Game Center for Mediation, and giving us the highlight as to what government needs to do as an employer, and more importantly with the various unionized groups, particularly teachers, on the subject of the biometric verification of the details of the employees, as against also what the arrears has been announced, 3 months of it just for teachers to be paid. Hence, well, we'll take a look at that on other subsequent programming on the channel. But that'll be it for the show this morning. Just in case you want to get interactive, please make sure you do so, because we've been streaming on our page on Facebook, Join Us on TV, and we also have an interactive handle throughout the rest of the day for which you can give us a lot of your messages. Join Us on TV is a handle on Twitter. That's it for the morning. Please make sure you join us same time tomorrow. Bye-bye. Enjoy your day.